Welcome everybody to Nine's Corner. I am Nine and it is so wonderful to get to spend this time with you. So I don't know if you celebrate the season, Christmas season, but I have to say I'm having a difficult time getting into it this year. Normally by the 1st of November I'm playing Christmas music. Normally by now I have my Christmas tree up and the whole 9 yards, and my kids are kind of like, Mom, are you going to be putting up the Christmas tree this year? And I don't know. I don't know. I just can't get myself into that space. I will. I know I eventually will. And hello. I love music, so you're not going to be surprised that I love Christmas music. I am Christmas, normally. So, Christmas songs, favorites? I have to say, I have one favorite that, we could go down White Christmas with Bing Crosby and 100 ones in between, but my favorite is Jim Reeves' Old Christmas Card. I remember my dad singing that to me and just waltzing with me. There's an old Christmas card in an old dusty trunk. I can just feel his arms around me. Oh, maybe I am going to get Christmassy after all. I think I'll go listen to Old Christmas Card and try to get into the season. So how are you guys doing? Have you been enjoying all the Trump news? That's just one thing after the other of Trump, you're in trouble. Trump loses in court. Trump loses. Trump loses. Trump loses. I guess I thought it would be much more enjoyable to see him flailing with all the issues, but it just seems sad. It seems sad for the United States that this is what it's come down to. It seems sad that we have Jim Jordan and Marjorie Taylor Greene and all these people to keep up the Trump whistle calls. So, because it's like, even if you get rid of Trump, there's still so much that's infiltrated the system that there's still going to be a lot of cleanup. And we're going to be talking about Trump for years and years to come because it's not all going to come out at once. So, I thought, let's have a little look into the next 3 months. Well, 2.5 months. Let's look at December, January, and February. I realize a little bit of December's already happened. But let's have a look at Donald Trump for the next 3 months. We're going to do a Celtic cross and see what's going to happen for him. And then I thought we could pull a few cards and just check on Ivanka. Definitely. We've been saying it for like 2.5 years. She turned on her father. She turned on her father. Jared Kushner and Donald Jr., who was a blubbering alcoholic on stage recently. It's sad. The whole thing is just sad. There's nothing to be happy or gain any kind of pleasure from it. It's all just sad. So let's get into the sad, sad life of Donald Trump. It's hard to know how much of it, trying to, keep that line of being nice and not being cruel to anybody, but then still taking a little enjoyment out of all the things that are happening, because let's face it, he has crucified us for several years now. So let's have, this card flipped, which is the Five of Swords. He's definitely having issues with people that have been turning their back on them. I mean, we can see this happening. All the rats are trying to get out of the ship. But in a weird way, this card also lets you know that he's not finished yet. He's still going to fight the good fight. He's still going to try to rally. He's still going to try to keep out there. It's really strange. He's not going to give up easy. I'm not putting that as part of our reading. That card just flipped as I was doing the cards, so I just wanted to have a look at it. Let's have a look at Donald Trump. Wow, the main focus care is the star. So for him, his main focus is the connections that he's made with people. He really believes in the power of manifestation, even though he doesn't understand it. He just feels like if he wishes it, it will come true. So this shows a lot of delusional thinking on his part, not realizing that the reality of Mr. Smith and all the legalities that are going against him. At the same time, this lets me know that he has people that he considers, or groups that he considers, that he can go out and reach out to and talk to. So don't forget, when you're looking at the star, this could be, you know, the connections that you've made. So he may have a few tricks in his bag that we're not even aware of. Crossing it, oh my God, the world. This is beginning and endings. I think for him, it's pretty safe to say it's endings. I think that, you know, in the United States, I think a lot of people are involved in the politics and they're keeping a close eye onto it, but they don't realize that the world is watching, the world is affected. And I think that this also shows that there's more than just people in the United States that would like to go after Donald Trump. I think there's some world leaders that have really been hurt by him. I think that they're sensible enough to realize there's a difference between Donald Trump and Joe Biden and different administrations. But I also think that this shows that maybe one of the benefits, because this could be a card of helping or hindering you. So I think one of the benefits for Donald Trump is that he does have information, like we've talked about in a previous reading. I do think he has information on Macron, the French president. I do think that he might have done some research on Canada, on our prime minister. I do think that he was involved in that. And I also think that there are favors and paperwork and different things that were given to different leaders that the leaders don't want them to find out. So it's kind of a mixed bag going against them. And this is also just the regular American people just wanting an end to this chaos that's been surrounding the Trump presidency and Trump from the very beginning. Underneath it all, Lord, we got strength. So I think that this is not your average strength where it's like, oh, you've got the tenacity, you've got the willpower, you've got that inner knowing and ability to hold on. That's not what this is. This is Trump being a bully. This is Trump strong arming and using his strength, his information, whatever it is that he thinks that he can do to strong arm people. There's a reason why there are people that you're looking at them going, why? Why, McConnell, aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that to whoever? This is the reason. He's got secrets and he's got people under him, or people that he knows information, secrets, and that kind of a thing. In the past, we have the Knight of Pentacles. This was all done with the reasoning that, look, if I put my name in the hat to go for president, and let's face it, when he went to that president's dinner type thing where they make fun of the current president and then the president gets up and says whatever, I remember that they showed Obama making fun of Trump. And Trump was just, I mean, you could see him seething and boiling there and look on his face. And a lot of people, including myself, kind of think that might have been the moment where he had the inspiration to go for president. Not actually thinking he'd become president, but that he would use it to bolster himself, bolster his shows, bolster his namesake, and make him richer than what we think or he thinks he is. On top, we have the Knight of Wands. He's not finished yet. He is not as much. He's beating his drum to attract those who are still willing to support him. I think that is evident in his meeting with the white supremacist and Kanye West. I mean, this could be just the crazy he's come out with recently, saying, we can overturn, you know, everything in the U.S. Constitution and the whole 9 yards. I mean, not using his brain. But that's not going to be the only thing. He's going to come out with more crazy stuff. And there's something, he's trying to set a fire up somewhere. There's something sneaky going on behind the scenes where he is going to have information that he's going to run with. And unfortunately for us, it's not going to be a full untruth. So, okay, in the near future, we have the Hermit. So he is going to feel very much alone. I think with the Hermit being a major arcana card here and him feeling very much alone, I think this is going to be the realization that it's not just, a few hands that have lost him that he doesn't care about. And I mean, let's face it, he still has Giuliani and the pillow guy and all them still supporting him regardless. And Trump doesn't care about them. Trump just uses them in whatever capacity that he wants. I believe this Hermit card in the near future is the realization that, yes, chances are Ivanka has already turned on him. If not, when I say turned on him, I mean given up information about his when he was in the White House, things that can harm him. But I also think that this is not him just feeling isolated. This is desperation. This could be the isolation of actually being told you are no longer allowed to run for president. It's almost like that is something that could happen before he actually goes and gets in all the legal trouble. I think this is showing his profound fear that he's going to go to jail. And he may be trying to figure out what happens if this happens. Can I get away? And that might be going back to the Star card where he's looking at who do I know and what can they do for me. Interestingly enough. Look, we have the Hierophant here. This is bucking the system, going against it. Feeling like if he were to continue to buck the system, to say that, they're the anti-Democrat, everything that the Democrats, and even to a lesser extent or to maybe even a greater extent, going against the Republicans. This could be him thinking that if he can navigate this, which we know he can't, that he could start a third party. He really is, he truly believes, even though he is fearful, even though people have told him, there's still this sort of like, almost like he feels like no matter what happens, I'm going to be okay. Like, what ace does he carry that he knows that he feels, or not that he knows, he feels as though he has some leverage. The people around, the people around are just, I think there's a feeling of sadness. I think when I first started and kind of said, it's weird because you want all the legalities and everything to come to fruition. You want to see everybody who did the wrong thing to get in trouble. But I think for people, there's an overall feeling of just sadness, of feeling like it never had to go down this way, feeling like not only did you hurt people and this was so much bigger. You caused sadness in the world. You caused heartache in the world. such a feeling of loss and sadness for people. They're just done. Oh, his greatest fear and what could really be something that he will have to deal with is the possibility and or the reality of going to jail. In this, I still feel like there's this plan that he's making that if certain things were to go against him, that he would have an escape plan. But even in this card, if you look, the mirror image, I feel as though he thinks he has a way out, but the reality is it's already manifested. It's already there. He's already in jail. He's already in trouble. It's already there in his future. It's not something he can get away from. The outcome card. Ooh. The moon. Well, we knew that we were dealing with some shady characters here. We know that Trump being the biggest among it. I think that we have to be careful about the possibility that if Trump is given the word like, bud, you're done. You're definitely going to jail, that he may find night passage to get out of Dodge. I also fear that he has information that, if brought to light, could really hurt some significant people. That could be on an international basis, which could be part of the reason why some of the things that he could get in trouble for, some of the things that they could go after him for, may go to the wayside because it could hurt internationally and internally within the government. There's something, unseen, unknown to us. We only have this small light of the moon to show us what's happening. There's so much more to come, guys. There's so much more to come. Let's just pull a few more cards. Ooh! What's more to come? Death. The transformation. He's done. I think there's a possibility that Trump would literally be like, before I go to jail, I'd kill myself. Like, that's the feeling from the death card. I feel like all of it's going to come to pass, that he's going to get in trouble, but he's looking for a way out. He's looking for a way to get away from it. And I'm fearful of the insanity that that we all think of in Trump, and we think it's just to do the evil. It could push him over the edge. It could push somebody else over the edge towards him, or this could just be the final nail in the coffin, that you're done. There's no more coming back from this. The Ten of Pentacles, money, 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 money. Remember his show? Money. Well, your money, money, money is going to be taken away. I think within the next 3 to 6 months, I'm thinking more closer to the 3 months, we're going to actually see them seize money out of their businesses, see them close down, shut down, just say, nope, there's no money going to be moving back and forth. There's going to be an investigation on the kids and what they're involved in, and it's going to be involved right down to Baron. I do not do readings on children. I'm only saying that because if you look at this Ten of Pentacles, you see the child there. I wouldn't be shocked or surprised that if Trump, with the permission of Melania, because let's face it, she's not much better than Trump, that they would put their child's name on fraudulent papers or do something like that. So, yeah. I think we have to be very careful that somebody out there, and I'm talking internationally, doesn't have a plan with him that if something happens, here's your escape route. Or, and I'm going to put it there because I have to go with the flow of the cards and what the other cards are saying all together. I would tell Trump to be very, very, very careful over the next 3 months, even as things are happening, as things are mounting. There could be somebody from his camp, from his people, from the people that he's been, whistling to with all the negativity and all the bad things that bring our world down, that one of them might not just snap and just be like, you said this, you said that, well, I can't trust anybody, and snap. So I would think he has to be very, very careful. I asked who the Page of Cups was, and I got the Magician. And literally that just kind of says, the magician. The magician has everything needed to fix a problem. So either this is going to be somebody helping him, moving him out, making it so that, listen, we know X, Y, Z, and we are going to put it out there. But I also think that the magician, and you see how the head's kind of held down, that this could possibly be somebody who has the motive, the opportunity, and is in the right time, at the right place at the right time for them to do something. So I hope that wherever Trump goes, that he is not just saying, these are my people, I trust them. There's some really negative cards here that I would be worried about for him. Right now, I do see people going after him. I see cases happening. His world is going to be coming to an end. I think with the World card here crossing the Star card, that they already know about important people of influence, knowing about things that Trump has done with them, and that has to be looked at, a security risk. And also, it may terminate, you may see over the next few months, people that you might be surprised about being terminated out of their position. So I'm going to leave these cards as is right now because I just want to take a shot of them, so then that way I can put them as a split screen so you can go along with me for the reading. But I also wanted to say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Christy Alley passed away at the age of 71. And Bob from Sesame Street passed away. I think he was 90 or 91. Sing a song. Well, that's a better note to end this on. Sing a song. Well, actually, let me just take a picture of this, and then we'll pull a few cards just to have a look at Ivanka and brothers and husband and all that kind of stuff. So, one moment, please. Let's have just a quick little peek and see what's happening with Ivanka. So we've got the Three of Wands. She's definitely, yes, darling, yes! It wouldn't be a card reading if Nina didn't drop her card. She's already made her plans. She's looking at the future, kind of going, oh, Lord, this is all going to come out. This is what I've done. She definitely told on Dad. We have the Seven of Cups. She's really confused as to which way to go from here. She knows that, she's put out a lot of things, and these things are going to come back and revisit her. She really is in a position that she has no idea where her future lies. And I don't think she realizes the impact that this situation with her father has had on the Trump name. It's almost like she still feels that somehow that she'll be able to carry on and continue. It could be a case of thinking, well, you know, if they know that I was, you know, trying to be behind the scenes, I was a good enough American not to go with my dad on this. You know what I'm saying? Then we got the Queen of Pentacles. She is trying so hard to hold on to the purse. She is, the biggest stress that she's worried about is that there are so many deals, so many paperwork and things that are out there that has her John Henry on it, that no matter what planning they have done in the past, no matter what she's told and told on Donald Trump and company in the White House, it's going to come to pass. It's going to come out. She's going to lose her money. When we saw the Ten of Pentacles in Donald Trump's reading, and it was like, oh God, they're just going to stop, freeze bank accounts, do the whole 9 yards. That's what's going to happen to Ivanka, and that's what's going to really affect Ivanka. She's still in a position of defending herself. We have been saying it for years. Ivanka has turned coat on her father. She did this many years ago. This is not something that she recently did. She definitely got a deal of some sort in it. That is Ivanka. Let's look at Jared. Jared, what's happening? Oh, now my cards flipped. But it wasn't because there was some divine meaning in it. It's because I'm just not good at doing this. I always find that majority of the cards are just a little bit too big. And I don't have like small hands, but anyway, let's go over Ivanka's cards with Jared to see what's happening. So Jared, Six of Swords. Oh boy, does he want to get out of Dodge. He is not as covered as Ivanka. I think he has more international issues. He's been more involved. Yes, Ivanka got things from patents from China and all that kind of stuff, but these were things that we were made aware of. These are things that we weren't made aware of. He really wants to get away. Oh my God, that's so... Okay, hold on now. The Nine of Pentacles, I think that the thing that's weighing him down is a big money venture. I'm sure this has to do with the Kushner name, the Kushner family, the selling of his building. This is what's really affecting him. Interestingly enough, yes, he's involved with the governmental stuff and probably on a bigger scale than what Ivanka has been, but there's something about his family position, his possessions, and it's gonna come out even in a stronger way. But what I went for is on top of Ivanka's Four of Pentacles, trying to hold on to all the money and all the assets and all that, he got the Four of Swords. He's devastated. He is going to feel so much more lost than Ivanka. I feel as though Ivanka is worried about losing the money, the prestige of the name, but I think she has helped herself along, whereas I think he knows that he's done for. He's done something that is going to be life-ending or life-changing for him. While she's trying to defend herself with the Seven of Wands, he's got the Six of Cups. God, he wishes he could go back before any of this happened so that he could just erase all of this. He knows that something from his past, and this is your childhood, your nostalgic childhood. So yes, I do think that his issues are going to not just come from being part of the Trump administration and being a very important part of that. It's going to come from money dealings that has to deal specifically with his family. He's not in as good a position as what Ivanka is. Five of Swords. Boy, is he worried. the exposure that's going to happen. So, all right, so let's have a quick look at Donald Jr. and Eric. Let's look at Donald Jr. first. Ooh, we got the sun. The sun will come out tomorrow. Knight of Swords rushing in. Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Wands. I think here with the sun, I think this shows the exposure, the effect that this has had on his life. It is so full of emotion. There's such a want to fill that chasm of just wanting true love, wanting unconditional love. And he's willing to do whatever it takes to get that light from his father. Fools rush in, and so does he. He's rushing in, still holding on and helping out his father. I think so much more less than Ivanka or Jared. He hasn't tried to hurt his father or go against his father or talk against his father up to this point. There was a time in his life where he turned his back on Donald Trump, and I think the money and everything just got to him. He couldn't live as a pauper. So at the end of this is the Ace of Wands. He has caught fire to his whole life. He's caught fire to everything and anything. It's like he is going to go down in flames with this. And there's a sad feeling of, it's not, for him, he's not Donald Trump. He's a very sad, sad person who is going to follow his father into this to the point of destroying himself, destroying his health, destroying his physical health. For him, it's so much more about the emotion of it. It's so much more about wanting to rush in and do everything to get that exposure, to get that love, to finally get the light shined on him. Especially if he sees that Ivanka is not being there for her father, or there's an issue there between two of them. This is when he could step in, which is really sad, but that's the reality of it. Right now, I don't see... I think it's going to take longer to see issues come out or for things to go against their kids. The Knight of Pentacles, he is going to be a strong he is going to strongly represent his father regardless. This is slow and steady. He's going to be there right till the end. The Magician is involved. I do think this is Jack Smith, and he's going to be covering all of the Trumps and what they've done. The end result is the Eight of Swords. So Donald Jr., and it's like I remember, or deja vu of saying this before, you're going to do jail time. It's just going to take a little bit longer to get there. Sorry. Let me take pictures of this. Okay, so for our last reading, I'm going to look at Eric. Sorry about the breaks, but I have to take pictures in between. It's so much easier than going through the whole reading and going, uh-oh, I got to take all those cards and you're going through all 70. Nope. And I know I should have it set up so I got 2 cameras, but life, right? Things. All right, Eric, what's going on with you? What? Okay, in the center, we've got him as the Queen of Pentacles. So somehow, some way, he is the person that's actually holding down the Trump companies and stuff. Like Donald Jr. is just off in La La Land. Ace of Swords, there is going to be legalities, something legal coming for Eric Trump. Eric Trump might, like, oh my God. Because then I got the Justice card. Boom, boom, boom. What do we do with this? What? Holy sugar. I think they might be going after Eric. You know. And, Empress. Don't put card in mouth. Something about his mother's money. Something about him holding on. Doing something with family money, but specifically having to do with his mother. When did his mother die? Because this is like a 9-month, one way or the other. Shit. I do feel like, wow, Eric, there's some kind of involvement here with something to do with his mother, probably at her death. Something to do with money, moving of assets, moving of something. And he's going to be, we're going to hear very soon going to hear about Eric being brought to court, having something brought against him, and justice is going to be found. So Eric, whatever this money deal that has to do with your mother and family finances that might even be outside of the business, you are going to be legally held responsible for it. You're going to get in trouble. Wow, Eric. Now then, Eric, you are in trouble, and it's something to do with his mom. Well then, you never know what tarot is going to throw at you, and you're just kind of reading it going, question mark, but got to go with what's there. All right, so my dear, beautiful people, as always, I have our Unity candle lit for each and every one of us. I hope you are doing well. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, and leave your comments below. Tell me what you want me to read on or any questions that you may have, and I will do my best to get back to you because, like everybody else, I go through that roller coaster of life where I have up and downs, and just recently it's just been a bit of a downtime. I can't explain it, but you know, it is what it is, and I'm sure lots of people are going through it. It's probably the winter blues, Christmas blues, whatever. But we'll get over it together. So, my friends, that's it. And, yeah, we'll talk to you next time. Cheerio and take care.